Hello, everybody. Again, I'm trying to get into schedule to where can get these Saturday and prepared. Try to get that in my mindset. It's and all that stuff. So forgive me if there's a week or two without it. I'm trying because again, streaming every day, along with going to Amber's, to Josh's here and there. I'm trying to make everything where I can fit. And again, once I get a job, once I move in with Amber, even if I don't need one, even if my cover everything, I'm not gonna get one. I mean, I don't. Not that I don't want to get one. Now, just other than mom's car, bus stop is a bit far away, so she hasn't been like driving, or she isn't feeling well enough to drive. It's like so wait until I can get a good means of transportation and all that stuff. Bus I can ride. I just need to get to it, but it's a bus like library way down that way. So but yeah, once I do that, it's definitely the live stream for the main channel and whatnot. I'm gonna have to be all jumbled and all that stuff, and I'm gonna have to figure out a good time to do this, that, while hanging out with Amber friends and etc. So yeah, this is a ridiculous. As you can see, it. I didn't ask to be born, but I'm gonna be naming it the most spoiled brat or whatever. I don't know. Most ridiculous person in the world. Who knows? Think of something. But this person suing her parents for being born. Basically,
I sued my parents for having me without my permission. So my parents that I sued, they contributed to, conceiving me, and my mother that raised me, she gave birth to me. And that's why I sued them, because I did not consent to being here. Like, I was unaware that I was going to have to grow up and get a job to support myself. And
a lot of people don't want to do that, but it is.
They didn't try to contact me in any way before I was born to see if I actually wanted to be here. And that's why I sued them. Now, it's different. Like, I know I've said it's, like, unethical to have children before, but it's different when you adopt, because it's not my fault that they're here. I'm just trying to be a good person and, like, help them out. You know what I mean?
How is it different from being adopted? If you didn't consent, just because they get abandoned or have to end up in foster care, I mean, they given consent to be here or not? They didn't consent of what happened to their life, whether in adoption. Like, bruh, but how do you consent with someone before being born? Like, how do you do that? Now, the people who get abandoned and end up in foster care, it's a parent. It's because maybe the parent didn't want a child and they didn't know what to do and whatnot, so they put them up for adoption. Like, if they don't care about the child, then that's a different story. Of like, it depends on the case. Because there are some people that they are on the streets. They don't want their children or child to grow up like that. So they personally give them up for adoption because they want to give them a better life, which is the hardest thing for a parent to do, is give up their child, unless they really don't care about them. But there are some to where some get put up adoption because maybe the mother or father does it because one or the other is an abusive drunk or whatnot. In that way, like, most people give up their children for adoption could be because they're trying to protect the child, but you don't understand that until you learn that story. Unless it's like unless you know the story of the said person and child, you don't know what they've gone through. You don't know what they've been through or whatnot. So you can't really judge someone before doing adoption or putting up before adoption kind of thing. Because it depends on the case. If they really didn't care for the child, then you shouldn't have become a parent regardless.
So yeah, if you are pregnant right now, you need to hire a psychic medium and ask your child if they actually want to be here.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there. A psychic medium. One problem with that, and that problem being that how do you know if they're really a psychic medium? Yes, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there are psychics out there and mediums and all that stuff, but you have to be careful and really do your research because there are some people out there that are fakes. But what they do is they go on by reading your emotions. Like they'll mention something. If you react to that, even if they're subtle about it, like eye opening or like this or whatever, they'll be like, "Oh, you had a child miscarriage? Like, did you know?" Because they react to that, like, even if it's a little bit or even if it's subtle, they pick up on that, and then they use that and they read you to figure out stuff. I mean, again, the real ones are if they're legit, cool. Don't get me wrong, but you have to research. You get 9 months to do research before, But if you wait too long, you can't terminate. And again, in some countries now, abortion is outlawed, banned, except for some exceptions. So, in some places, but regardless, girl, thanks to the law, whether they have consent or not, they have to come out, whether they put up for adoption after or what, but they have to. There's no way you can terminate, especially with abortion being illegal and all that.
But keep in mind, if they don't, you need to terminate. Otherwise, they will sue you.
No, they won't. What you got off on the bad side? What you getting on the bad side about? I mean, come on. And plus, again, you can't terminate if it's banned and illegal to have abortion. Therefore, it shouldn't be. And what if you get raped by someone and you don't want to have their child? You can't terminate it. Like, bruh. Hopefully that's an exception, but it's like, if you're gonna be like that, then, yeah. Think about it.
Because I'm making that my life mission, to teach children to sue their parents so they don't have to work. Yes.
You're making it your life mission to have children, not children, but children sue their parents so they don't have to work. That's just society. You have to work. Be homeless if you want.
My parents did kick me out on my 18th birthday. They actually came into my room the day I turned 18, and they had keys in their hands, and they were like, "These are yours to your new place. You cannot stay here. Get out."
Okay, they could have gone about it like giving her some time to move out and just instead of just throwing her out. But hey, they got her a house. Most people don't even get that. Most people's parents can't afford to do that, and so it's like, a good thing you should do or could do with your child is make them pay rent at like a young age. It would be good to have maybe a part-time job, and stuff. And then once they move out, you give them all that money back that they paid you. Teach them the economical of the responsibilities of paying rent and doing all this stuff. That way they're ready for it. Because you don't get taught that in school, really. They say you learn everything you need to know in school. They don't really teach you taxes much. Checks, yes, but certain things they don't. So if you teach that to your kid, they'd be ready.
And I just wasn't expecting that, It's like, I thought I was going to get like a happy birthday or something.
Again, I feel her on this. They could have been a bit more calm instead of just get out of the house. They could have gave her a little bit of move. They could have gave her some time to celebrate her birthday before kicking her out. But again, they bought her a house, so that was a good start. But they could have,
But they were just like, "We've done our job, get out." So I go to my new house, and the one they bought me was only 1,200 square foot.
Okay.
The house I grew up in was like 4,500, and it had a home theater, in-ground pool, tennis court. You know, it was like staying at a resort. And I just wasn't expecting that, and that's when I first started considering like.
So you would consider suing them because they didn't buy you a big enough house that had everything that you living style was. Rich and spoiled. Like, bruh. Okay. No. You can work and get that stuff, you know?
Suing them. And then later on, I was asking them, I was like, hey, look, you raised me in one lifestyle.
They didn't raise you in no lifestyle. You're the one who, just because your parents were rich doesn't mean they were always rich. They could have worked their way up if they came from a rich family, yes, but maybe they could be doing that to teach you humble responsibilities. Even if they buy you a house with all that stuff you want, right? You're still going to need to pay the stuff. They're not going to be paying it for you. They just got you the house. So unless you get a job that can pay the mortgage or, well, the bills, then it ain't going to matter what house you have.
And then all of a sudden just kick me out. And I'm living in a 1,200 square foot home with like normal people, you know?
There's nothing wrong like normal people living in a small house.
And they were like, you know, you got to learn some responsibility. If you want more, go get a job. And I was like, I didn't sign up for this.
Again, nobody signed up for this. You can't really sign up for this, okay? They're trying to teach you responsibility by having you start humble and small, work your way up. If you want more stuff, you can work for it, you can save up and buy it. But what you are, is a spoiled little brat.
I didn't sign up to be here. And it was then that I decided, you know, they don't want to help me. I'm just going to take them to court and make them help.
They were helping you by teaching you responsibility. Again, not many people can say they've got a house from their parents. Like, they bought you a house. Doesn't matter how small. There's people that have less than you. Some people that are on the streets. Where their parents can't get them a house. Or even, like, normal economy. Or economy, like, whatnot. That can't get their children a house or an apartment. And they have to work for it. Like, you should be lucky as it is.
And that's what I did. Yes, my parents did buy me a house, but that's not why I was upset. I was upset because the one they bought me was so small.
It doesn't matter the small. They bought you a house.
Like, at 18, they kicked me out, bought me this house, and it was only 1,200 square feet, whereas the one I grew up in was like 4,500.
Whoa, I'm sorry. That was their house that they probably saved up for. They probably started out at a small house and worked their way up of earning and buying what they had today. And that's what they want you to do, to learn that responsibility. Okay? But that's their house. I mean, you know.
100, and it had all these nice, like, things in it, like a home theater and an in-ground pool and a tennis court. And I just, you know, that's a big lifestyle shift. Now, if I were like a normal person, this 1,200 square foot house would have been fine. But I didn't grow up in like a normal lifestyle.
Doesn't matter what lifestyle you grow up in. You should be considered lucky. Again, they got you a house. Not many people can say that. Heck, not many people get a car when they're 16.
More. And that's why I was upset, and that's why I took him to court. So, this is the thing. I never asked to be here. And since I didn't ask to be born,
Again, how do you ask to be born or not? Even if you can't afford a psychic medium, or again, you would have to find a. So, what people are supposed to do is research a psychic medium beforehand, find a legit one, an actual psychic medium, have a baby, go to that psychic medium, and ask them. Then abortion, if they don't want to, but if it's illegal to have an abortion, then they can't really have an abortion.
You shouldn't be forced to do anything, right?
Okay, yes, you shouldn't be forced to do anything. Yes, that is true. Don't get me wrong. But they're not forcing you to do anything. They're giving you a house to learn responsibility. They're trying to teach you the value of responsibility, the value of money.
Like, I didn't have the choice. I didn't have the choice to not be born. A few months ago, I took my parents to court for having me without my permission, and I won.
Wow.
So the court ordered them to give me $5,000 a month to cover my...
Bruh. She actually won? What kind of judge did she have?
basic living expenses. Well, they went and had that appeal.
Good.
So now they don't have to give me any money.
Good.
And I have to go get a job.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing, like, I don't have any work experience or...
Well, if you don't have work experience, you could maybe ask them to see if they can pay you for college. Cover your college tuition so you could learn a higher education to get a better job. No one really starts out with job experience. They learn their job experience, starting out maybe as a kid in their high school years of getting a part-time job, working, and and all that stuff. Saving, going to college, and get a better job, or whatever they're working towards of their degree, and all that stuff. So, therefore, you should have done that. You got a job, but no, you were spoiled. They spoiled you too much, and now you're just a spoiled rich girl.
any higher education. Nowhere's paying me $5,000 a month.
Yes, there is jobs that can pay you that much, if not more. But you have to start out and work your way up to raises, work your way to positions, work your way to there. And again, if you have a college education, you can get a better job that starts out paying more and all that stuff. But no one starts out making $5,000 depending on the position they're applying for.
So how the hell am I supposed to be able to afford my bills?
You get a job. Work your way up.
What? Don't have children if you don't want to support them.
Girl, it's not that they don't want to support you. They're supporting you. They got you a house. They're trying to teach you responsibility. Okay? Yes, they could have probably done it a little bit better to where they didn't kick you out right away. Maybe teach you the responsibility of getting a job while you were somewhat young, like a part-time, and or paying rent while you were staying with them, and then once you hit 18 or move out, you'll get all that money back, kind of stuff. So many ways you can. It's not that they don't want to support you, but to be honest, you're spoiled. They're supporting you the best they can without giving you too much.
Them.
Learn responsibility.
She just must be joking. She just
Yeah.
must be.
I know, right?
If I told my parents that I was suing them for giving birth to me without my consent, my dad would literally slap me around the face and tell me to get out of the house and never come in again. Actually, he would just slap me around the face and tell me to stop being an idiot. Does she get money from this? Does she actually? God, I wish I'd been like born into really rich.
I know a lot of people were born in wish they'd be born in a rich family, or hey, as long as you have a family that caring, loving, and doesn't matter where you're from. No matter that, even if they don't make that much money, you're still rich because money doesn't mean anything. Yes, it's the economy, it's the currency, but other than that, we all end up in the same place, in the ground or disintegrated if you go to get your cremate. Otherwise donate to science. It's like we all end up in the same place, so you can't really take all that with you. Again, they were just trying to teach her respect of responsibility.
Family. Like, even if I see my parents, they wouldn't be able to give anything to me. There'd be no point.
Exactly. So, let me know what you guys and girls think about this in the comments below. Again, I'm gonna name this Spoiled Rich Girl. Or something like that. Mega Ultra Spoiled Rich Girl. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this ridiculous video of this girl.